Listen up, guys. I'm a bit grouchy today. A bit tired. Turns out having a newborn is So believe me when I say I haven't quite got the patience for the sim racing shenanigans that Sim Racing Stewards tends to throw up. So if you're new to Sim Racing Stewards, we hop over to the awesome Sim Racing Stewards subreddit and look through all the incidents posted from the last month. And of course I give my opinion on what happens in said incident. So, on with the show. First up we have the Ben Kenobi asking, is this allowed? So, I don't really know what's going on here. Oh, brother, we are at, I think, Indianapolis. And we are taking the alternate line on to the front straight, just coming out of T4 here, up to the start-finish line. And then it's causes a wreck anyway. Oh, there's a lot to unpack here. In oval racing, you're not really allowed below the apron. This is the apron here, this little white line. This is sort of where the banking starts on the most of the circuit. And if you do put a wheel down here, usually it does mean you are going to have a crash. But Indy T3 has this little sort of side road here, which of course is a shorter road. It's a shorter distance from T3 to T4, and it is an advantage for sure. That already is not allowed. Also crossing this line here, another penalty as well. So this would be already a penalty. Then of course we just shot back over the cars who are racing properly. If we follow this little black line here, we do move over into the path of this other car here. So not only did we cut the course, but we've also wrecked the entire field in doing so. In our first clip of the week, do we already have our Helmet of the Week award? Let me know in the comments below.
Cortez delivers. Freeman hits the ball to right field.
Well, at least he got ejected. I sentenced this guy to orbit Mars in his car in a desperate attempt to stay relevant. One piece left in iRacing says who's at fault? Relamon in BMW M4 GE4. Did I mention that I drive this car? Me? I drive this car in real life. Did I mention that? I don't think I've ever mentioned it before. So we're coming up to Arnage now, which is one of the tighter corners on the circuit. Taking the Giga line there to get a good exit. And now we're going to be alongside coming up into the Porsche curves. Porsche curves go to the right. Of course, being on the inside is preferable in a car with no downforce. Seems fine so far. This is good racing. Why is this on Sim Racing Stewards? I don't understand. Oh. Taking a look from this angle. This guy really couldn't go any further to the right here at all. The car moves slightly to the left as he transitions in the steering from left to right. He sort of just moves like that and the bum comes out. That's where the contact is, and that's what pushes his car off. But I think they're just racing really hard. They gave each other just about enough room until this happened, and unfortunately for the 11, he just got caught out here and got. This is a horrible place to receive any contact because the car unloads and you just find yourself a passenger, and there's no runoff there either. So I'd say it's not really anyone's fault. This one, just a really, really unfortunate little bit of contact there, and that sometimes happens with hard racing. It happens. Guy in the number 2 Porsche, literally my sister team, shaking my head. We got some teammate beef here. Claims it was my fault because I turned in too early and says he was justified in that lunge. Now I know I'm not in the wrong at all, but would really like to know other people's opinions on this. So he's not wrong, chap. He cannot be wrong. So this is AC, Porsche 919, LMP1 car. That's the most awful shit I've ever seen. Look at this. Like, gets back on the throttle and drives the car over the curb to the rear quarter of the car. I don't really know. That's awful. Like, in a race, that would be like a slam dunk drive-through penalty for sure. Yeah, it's terrible. You can't do that. I mean, like, if you get back on the throttle after you've braked to try and get ahead of someone at the apex and then hit their rear quarter, you are always going to go to prison for a long time. Alright? Was this a racing incident, or did I not give the inside car room? We both died horribly. Well, at least we know the outcome here. Is that a non-Ferrari being used in iRacing? It can't be. I was thinking then, well, yeah. Oh, it's a good one. Oh, he's in the camping site. That was a good shunt. I understand what this guy's trying to do here. Wants to go around the outside, keep the place, but like, at sort of this point, it would be a better idea just to let out, I think, and just survive the corner, because you're both obviously on quite different trajectories through the corner. It is quite common for a lot of these guys, especially in these GTPs with their Giga Grip that they currently have in iRacing, to go over to this line and then come back again and use all that speed. That isn't like a unusual line. I wouldn't say there's really anyone at fault here, but like it's one of those things where in order to finish first you have to finish. And sometimes sticking your nose into every little gap like this is not a great idea. It leads to just having, well, it leads to this. Has he got the goddamn Super Mario pit crew guy here? Again, I'd say it probably goes down as a racing incident, but one that's probably caused a bit more by the guy on the outside there. Multiclass Racing, I typed pass right in the chat. Reddit, do your thing. Do not do this. You don't dictate where the fast traffic passes you. You hold your line and stay there. That is what it is to be in a lower class in multiclass. As soon as you start to orchestrate what cars are doing behind you, it gets confusing and incidents happen, which I bet is what's going to happen here. So he said pass right.
Meow, fuck out the way.
Oh, that was completely different to what I thought was going to happen. I mean, I will say now, had you had simply taken your line, it would be made a lot easier for everyone behind you, because now, instead of these cars having a clear inside apex here, they've got this slow car on the apex at some unpredictable speed. This guy, however, what a hero! Shoots the gap. He's not making the corner at all. Tries to turn in, clips it, and off he goes. Just off to jail forever. Don't get me wrong, this guy's undoing is all his fault. Isn't the guy in the Porsche's fault, really. But you can see how the corner was made a lot stranger for everyone, because it's not, even if you're hitting pass right, pass left in chat, not everyone's looking at the chat when they're driving. They're looking at the next corner, you know. And this is not your racing line. It's not predictable to randomly be on this side of the circuit. Even though you are somewhat out of the way, it would have genuinely been better to stay on the right-hand side and let these guys with their superior grip just work their way around. They're both going to get you into this corner up here anyway, so just let them do it. By doing this, you actually made it more difficult for them. So don't worry too much about this guy coming through here. This is just heroic attempt with heroic demise afterwards. But you don't need to move around on circuit. Just stick on your line, let the other cars do the work. That is exactly how multi-class racing works in real life. And I know a lot of times people are just trying to get out of the way and be kind, but that actually can be worse than just staying where you are and being predictable. Green as a helmet. So it was interesting to hear what the guys have to say, you know. And does the other car have the right to keep its line? Yes, it does. Next. You look at this here. Which car is moving? The 13 car is moving. Now this, whilst it's cheeky, you are allowed to do this. This is called squeezing someone. I used to do it a lot, and I still do it a lot in racing, where I'll just stay there. And what we're doing here, because we're at Suzuka, the next corner is a right-hander. We're tightening that right-hander up significantly for the guy on the inside, which should hopefully mean we can just, at the last second, go out wide and run the corner normally and get the position. This is quite extreme squeezing, but this guy is doing nothing wrong. He's not moved. He's there. He stayed there. And this guy here wants to be on this side of the circuit. He can't be there. He's being boxed in. He decides he doesn't like that, turns the wheel to the left, and spins over the front. And that's the end of that. But it is a pretty aggressive move. So if you are doing stuff like this, do be prepared to have this happen occasionally. So for once, I get to give out the incredibly rare, not a helmet reward. Look. Here's your prize. Lovely Moser FSR 2 rim. Which, of course, if you are interested in purchasing alongside all other pieces of Moser equipment, you can do so using my Moser affiliate link down below in the description. Full transparency, of course, Moser has been a channel sponsor since 2023, and I've used all their gear ever since then, and honestly, it's never put a foot wrong. So if you're looking to get into sim racing and want to get into the Moser ecosystem, then check out my affiliate link down below in the description. Crazy first corner, what a lucky escape. P7 to P2. Oh, Le Mans Ultimate! I love this game. We're in Rexy. Being very, very cautious on the way down to the first corner here at Le Mans. Someone's died. We've been punted. There's no way. And we come out in second. What? What even happened there? I think there was like rear end contact. I'm not quite sure what that Ferrari was doing there. You know what? All's well that ends well, you know? As my brother used to say to me when I used to get very nervous about doing anything in front of a camera, just don't think about it. You're alright. Don't think about it, Rexy. You're second. Am I BMW the asshole? Did I drove and race unfair? Bimmer at Fuji. Big lunge up the inside. We're there. We're there. We were there. Great move. Guy in the Mustang turned in like we weren't there. That's a skill issue. Oh, but it's... Oh. But apparently, they were not too popular after that. What is going on? There's some great moves being made here. Look in the mirror. Look in that mirror. Oh, that's sad, isn't it? This race is carnage. There were like a million different instances there. First incident. You're there. You're ahead. Guy turns in like you're not there. Hits himself. That's his own problem. That was a good move. This move, not quite as great from the McLaren. Hilarious that he probably damaged himself more there. The Mustang also making severe moves here. To be honest, this looks more like fun than anything else. But this, oh man, this is like the walk of shame of sim racing. When you intentionally try and wreck someone from this far back, right? And then you don't do it. All he did there was just throw himself into a wall. That is the funniest I mean, I would sentence this Mustang to like some sort of punishment, but that's just embarrassing, you know? That's embarrassment enough right there. Can't even wreck someone properly. 4 wide through Eau Rouge. What could possibly go wrong? Let's find out what could go wrong. Oh, it's going to be terrible, isn't it? Yep. Oh, we're not even through. We didn't even make it. We didn't even make it down there. Coupled there with the Assetto Corsa netcode, and you just have the worst experience. This guy's having a great time, but you see, he still misses the corner. He's gifted the... oh, god damn it. I mean, there's no one really to blame there. This is just like Assetto Corsa shenanigans. I mean, if anything, this car, Corsa first contact, but it's always going to happen when you run 4 wide down towards Eau Rouge and Radion. Yeah. It's my fault. I'm the POV. Hi, POV. This is Assetto Corsa? What is this? Oh. Seen a lot of this today. People like sticking their nose in at the last second in a gap that doesn't exist, hitting the guy, and then blaming the guy for turning in. In racing, you have to fight for your room. When I say fight for your room, I don't mean by punch the guy when he's not looking at you. I mean, you have to do it respectfully, you know? If there's a gap there and you're a bit further alongside, and you can get your car significantly alongside, which tends to mean alongside the rear quarter panel, almost at the door of the car in front, then you're a bit more entitled to make moves like this and throw the car up the inside. But if you're literally just at the tip of the rear diffuser and then you go, all right, I turn now, good luck, then you're always going to cause a crash. Now, Assetto Corsa is janky as hell online, the original one, but that doesn't excuse this move whatsoever. That is just a boneheaded moment. Oh, it's our first Forza clip of the day. Car behind us claiming that I had to afford him space to overtake. I am claiming I don't have to due to him not being alongside. Who's at fault here? Is it going to be another one? Kyle Army? What's that noise? Like a horn or something. Uma Kabula. Where are you going to go? You like, there's not enough room here to pass. You show us that by literally driving into the back of this guy. What was the plan here? I mean, you did get by. I'm glad you got no penalty for that. Yeah, again, another awful move. You can't just drive through someone, you know? Like, I get it, it's annoying when you're faster than the guy and you think that you should be ahead of him. But make the pass. Don't just drive through him and then be like, meh, well... I don't know, like but it's Forza, you know. What are you gonna do? Should I have done something different here? I am a GTR. Doing well so far. You're existing. You are allowed to exist in video games. Oh, let me guess. You're gonna come back across and hit us. Carbon copy. It's a carbon copy of the last one. What are you doing? What do you think's gonna happen here? Look, it runs out. Brake, for crying out loud. Get off the throttle. You're not alongside. There are just so many huge helmets in sim racing. They're everywhere. I know I am the ringleader. But this is not alright. You can also argue it's an unsafe rejoin as well, because he goes off the racing surface, that white line, rejoins and hits the guy. But, yeah, I don't know. Just, this is the worst sort of driver. The one where you just ignore everything around you and just pretend that life is peachy, life is good. Life is not good. I sentenced this guy to some knockoff Valentino Rossi merch. Nothing's worse than that. Well, guys, that was a somewhat grouchy episode of Sim Racing Stewards. Do you agree with what I said? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below. Take care, have an awesome day. See you next time.